It is 9 p.m. in RTD. It's time to English New Edition. For tonight headlines we have: the National Assembly held the second ordinary session in the presence for the international scene in Gaza. At least 7 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike. Welcome to our newsroom. The President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, chaired the third public sessions of the second ordinary sessions in the presence of Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, parliamentarian and members of the government. Listen for more details.
Of the National Assembly, Dileita Mohammed Dileita, chaired the third public session of the second ordinary session in the presence of Prime Minister Abdul Qadir Kamil Mohammed, parliamentarians and members of the government. This plenary session was devoted to the examination of 4 draft legislative texts. Draft Law number 135 of the year 2024, ratifying Convention number 881 relating to private employment agencies. Draft Law number 138 of the year 2024, ratifying the agreement on the tripartite free trade area. Draft Finance Law number 150 of the year 2024, relating to the initial state budget for the 2025 financial year. Bill number 158 of the year 2024, ratifying an additional loan agreement for the slum improvement and integrated urban development project in Blaus. During this budget session period, parliamentarians, in the exercise of their mission and control of government action and evaluation of public policies, questioned members of the government on the bills on the agenda, and more particularly on the draft finance law setting the initial state budget for the 2025 financial year, namely the major budgetary guidelines, financing priorities, public policies plan, as well as implementation and evaluation mechanism. In response, members of the government provided detailed and precise explanation, as well as the strategic choice included in the draft finance bill. At the end of the debate, the bills on the agenda were adopted. The President of the National Assembly praised the spirit of strengthening partnership that continues to prevail between the executive as well as the parliament.
Members of the government, members of parliament have taken the initiative of questioning members of the government on the bills on the agenda.
Their constitutional mission to monitor government action and evaluate public policy. Members of parliament have taken the initiative of questioning members of the parliament on the bills on the agenda. Among these bills, the most anticipated is undoubtedly the finance bill, which sets the state's initial budget for 2025. This bill, which determines the national economy and financial priorities for the coming year, is a central element of parliamentary debate and receives particular attention from elected parliament members. Members of parliament have questioned ministers on the allocation of resources, the development of public expenses, and the tax measures proposed to support economical growth and meet the social needs of citizens. These questions are part of an in-depth verification process essential to ensure that the government's budgetary choices are in line with national agendas. The Budget Minister, Mr. Isman Ibrahim Roble, in particular, responded to questions from elected representatives by providing technical information on economic forecasts, the breakdown of public spending and tax targets for the coming year. Finally, the minister outlined the fiscal objectives for the coming year, which include improving revenue collection, managing public debt, and implementing tax reforms to support economic stability and growth.
In response, the member of government provided detailed and precise explanations, also presenting the strategic choice, including in the finance bill. Listen for more details.
The Parliament continued questioning members of the government on several bills. Members of Parliament have questioned ministers on the allocation of lands, the development housing, and the subsidized housing. These questions are part of an in-depth verification process essential to ensure that the government's choices are in line with national agendas. In response, members of the government provided detailed and precise explanations, also presenting the strategic choices. These clarifications were intended to address parliamentarians' concerns and shed light on the underlying reasons for the proposed social housing decisions.
On this occasion, His Excellency Prime Minister Abdulkader Kamil Mohammed took the floor to directly address the concern raised by the parliamentarian. Listen for more details.
On this occasion, the Prime Minister, Mr. Abdulkader Kamil Mohammed, took the floor to directly address the concerns raised by the parliamentarians. He underscored the critical importance of fostering a stronger and more effective synergy between the legislative and executive branches, emphasizing that such collaboration is essential to responding swiftly and efficiently to the expectations and needs of the citizens. He further highlighted that a cooperative approach between these two branches of government is necessary to navigate the complex challenges facing the country and to ensure the continued progress of the nation. In addition, the Prime Minister took the opportunity to pay tribute to the parliamentarians for their unwavering dedication and commitment to their duties. He acknowledged the vital role they play in shaping public policy and overseeing government actions. He reiterated that democratic debate is not only a cornerstone of the political process, but also an essential element in ensuring the accountability and transparency of institutions. The Prime Minister emphasized that it is the government's responsibility to address the questions and concerns raised by elected officials, ensuring that their inquiries are met with the seriousness and consideration they deserve. Finally, he expressed his heartfelt best wishes for the success of their work, wishing that their deliberations would contribute to the effective functioning of the government and the overall well-being of the nation.
The President of the National Assembly, His Excellency Dileita Mohammed Dileita, took the floor to praise the strong and ever-deepening partnership that continues to flourish between the executive and the legislature. Listen for more details.
As the debates drew to a close, the bills scheduled for discussion were overwhelmingly adopted, marking a significant moment of cooperation. The President of the National Assembly took the floor to praise the strong and ever-deepening partnership that continues to flourish between the executive and the legislature. He celebrated this spirit of unity and collaboration, which he believes is the cornerstone of effective governance and ensures that the government remains closely attuned to the needs and aspirations of the people it serves. With the arrival of the new year on the horizon, Mr. Dileita Mohammed Dileita, in a gesture of deep respect and goodwill, extended his most heartfelt and warmest wishes to His Excellency Mr. Ismail Omar Guelleh, President of the Republic of Djibouti. He expressed his profound admiration for the President's visionary leadership, which has paved the way for the nation's continued development and stability. Along with this, he also conveyed his best wishes to Her Excellency Mrs. Khadra Mahmoud Haid, the First Lady of Djibouti and President of the National Union of Djiboutian Women. He lauded her unwavering commitment to advancing the rights of women and her instrumental role in shaping a more inclusive and prosperous society. Finally, Mr. Dileita Mohammed Dileita extended his most sincere wishes to the people of Djibouti, expressing his hopes for a year filled with peace, prosperity, and renewed progress. He envisioned a future where the spirit of unity and shared purpose would continue to guide the nation forward, bringing even greater success and happiness to the people of Djibouti in the coming year.
The Somali Minister of Defense, Abdulkader Mohammed Noor, carried out a visit to the Sheikh Musa Training Center of the National Gendarmerie in the presence of several high-ranking personalities.
This visit, marked by fruitful exchanges, was an opportunity to strengthen bilateral relations in terms of security cooperation and training programs for defense and security forces. Were present during this visit the Minister of Defense, in charge of relations with Parliament Hassan Omar Mohammed, the Chief of Staff of the National Gendarmerie Colonel Zakaria Hassan Adan, as well as several senior officers of the Gendarmerie. After the honors, the visit began with an official welcome at the VIP lounge of the conference center, where the Defense Somali Minister was received. After a welcoming address, a detailed presentation on the National Gendarmerie was made in the amphitheater, highlighting the organization missions and various training courses provided within the training center. Thereafter, the Somali Defense Minister visited the facilities of the International School for Advanced Training in the practice of the Judicial Police, a center of excellence for reference training in the field of judicial police. Mr. Abdul Qadir Mohammed Noor praised the quality of the infrastructure and equipment and the importance of the training provided to national security forces in friendly countries, but particularly in the fight against transnational crime and capacity building in complex judicial investigations. At the end of the visit, a symbolic gift-giving ceremony took place, during which Colonel Zakaria Hassan Aden offered gifts to the Somali Minister of Defense as a sign of welcome and recognition. The visit concluded with a group photo marking the end of this constructive exchange between the Djiboutian and Somali authorities. In his closing remarks, Mr. Abdul Qadir Mohammed Noor expressed his gratitude for the warm welcome extended by his hosts and praised the excellence of the training center. He did not fail to stress the importance of strengthening cooperation between the two countries, particularly in training and exchange of expertise in the field of security. This visit demonstrates the continued commitment of the Somali and Djiboutian authorities to collaborate to strengthen regional security and to improve the capabilities of defense and security forces in the Horn of Africa region.
The Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Mahmoud Ali Yusuf, received this morning an important Ethiopian delegation led by the Minister of Foreign Affairs to discuss bilateral relations and partnerships between the two countries. During the meeting, several important topics were discussed, including economic cooperation, regional security issues, and infrastructure development. Following the meeting, the two sides held an extended meeting to strengthen bilateral ties and find common solutions to regional challenges. The Ethiopian foreign minister stressed that the relationship between the two countries is very special, resting on very solid foundations. Listen for more details.
The relationship between our two countries, as I was saying earlier, is very unique. It's built on a very solid foundations. Our areas of cooperation are very wide and extensive. We have a robust cooperation on economic issues, political issues, and security matters. And as you have rightfully pointed out, our two leaders have set out a pathway for us to strengthen this relationship even further. And I look forward to working with you and your colleagues to elevate and strengthen our relationship even further. In the discussion we just have had, we have covered a wide range of issues, and on many of those issues, in a brotherly, frank, and constructive manner, we have been able to reach an understanding, and I think this shows the depth and strength of the relationship between the two countries. And I look forward to a closer cooperation on regional, bilateral, and multilateral issues as well. Once I've joined the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, I've been very pleased to see that our diplomats in various parts of the world closely coordinate with one another. They work very closely. Not only are we neighbors here, but across the globe, our diplomats work in tandem. And I hope that this cooperation will continue to bring dividends, a very positive outcome for the entire region. And this is an exemplary relationship, a very strong bilateral relationship, not only at the level of our leaders and various institutions, but in the social ties and friendly relationship between cousins and brothers across the border.
Djibouti's Foreign Minister Mahmoud Ali Yusuf expressed his great pleasure and honors at welcoming Ethiopia's Foreign Minister. Listen for more details.
Delighted and honored to welcome you and your delegation at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation. I also would like to thank you for choosing Djibouti to make your first official visit abroad after your appointment as the Foreign Minister of Ethiopia. I'm fully aware of the significance of this decision, which reflects the excellent relations between our two countries. Your Excellency and dear brother, our leaders, His Excellency President Ismail Omar Guelleh and His Excellency Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed Ali, have certainly put our two countries' relations on the track for faster integration for the sake of our two peoples, their well-being and prosperity. This political will is translated, certainly, into further consultations to bring our countries closer to each other. Trade and businesses can only flourish if we, as decision makers, lift tariff barriers and non-tariff barriers to promote a smooth and seamless circulation of goods and individuals through the border. The corridor, the port facilities, and related logistic capacities have to be constantly upgraded in order to remain competitive and provide quality and cost-effective services. Your Excellency and dear brother Dr. Gideon, we have to recognize there are so many challenges to overcome. In our region, terrorism, illegal migration, human trafficking, and drugs and other smuggled products have to be handled with a strong and resolute manner.
Under the leadership of the Minister of Social Affairs Solidarity, Ulufa Ismail Abdo, the regional councils of Ali Sabih yesterday hosted a workshop for the president of the country's regional councils to reflect on and exchange experience on the management model for popular garbage. Ali Sabih was privileged to host this workshop as it is the only region in the interior of the countries to have a road agency, commonly known by its acronym AVAS, an agency created by a regional decree in 2007. AVAS is a public body responsible for the management of household waste in the city of Ali Sabih, capital of the eponymous region. The meeting was attended by the prefect of the region, Abdul Malik Muhammad Benoita, the president of the National Association and the president of Tajura Regional Council, Umar Hussein Umar, the president of the Regional Council of Ali Sabih, Sharmaki Hassan Allale, his peers from similar bodies in Dikhil, Mahad Hussein Ahmed, Muhammad Ismail from Oboh, and finally Ilmi Bouha. Also taking part were the Member of Parliament, Umar Ahmed Bais, Second Vice President of the National Assembly, his parliamentarian colleagues, Filsan Abdullah Miguel, Secretary General Ali Rufa Aden, the representative of the Minister for Decentralization in the region is Radwan Aden Ainan, and Abbas General Director Ali Farah Jamah. INCLD, representing Djibouti's local authorities, aims to strengthen local governance while working towards sustainable and inclusive development in partnership with the national and international players. The aim is to provide all inland regions with road agencies with a strengthened local governance capable of delivering quality services while actively involving communities. To this end, we will mobilize the necessary resources, whether from our own funds, stated subsidies, and local fees, providing training for players at all levels. First and foremost, this project represents a significant management the beautifications of our city. For his part, the president of the Ali Sabih Regional Council, Sharmaki Hassan Allale, said, "It is with great pride that I welcome you today to this workshop devoted to the establishment of the regional roads agencies in the interior regions." In his turn, the prefect Abdul Malik Muhammad Banoita emphasized that the flagship actions to be undertaken and dear to the heart of the populations are public health maintenance actions. For her part, the Minister for Solidarity, Olufa Ismail Abdo, began by thanking the regional authorities for their warm welcomes and sincere collaboration with her department. She stressed that these government institutions must not be content to carry out social actions solely in the capital. As part of the Tajura Cultural Festival, a major annual event which showcases the region's cultural wealth, an official delegation is headed by the Minister of Youth and Culture, Dr. Hibo, visited the brand new tourist site at the entrance to the villages of Randa at the end of the conference. The site, which represents a major asset for the development of tourism in the region, is highlight the authenticity and beauty of the local landscape. A true natural and cultural jewel, this tourist site is designated to offer visitors a unique experience, enabling them to discover the beauty of their surrounding area. It aims to enhance the attractiveness of the Tajura region while supporting local sustainable development initiatives and expressed her satisfaction. Dr. Hibu, accompanied by members of the delegation, expressed her satisfaction with this project, which contributes to economic opportunities for the region's inhabitants. The Tajura Cultural Festival is an annual event celebrating the rich cultures, traditions, and history of the Tajura region. Since its inception, the festival has become a must-attend event for cultural and heritage enthusiasts, attracting participants and visitors from all over the world. The second edition of the Cultural Festival, which took place in Tajura from December 26 to 28, closed on Saturday evening with a musical evening under the aegis of the Ministry of Youth and Culture. The edition is 2024 Cultural Festival organized by the Tekem Tarago Association closed with a bang. Under the theme Fraternity of Peoples and Cultural Diversity, the closing evening was attended by the Minister of Culture and Sport of the Afar region of Ethiopia, Mr. Ahmed Ibrahim, and his delegation, the Prefect of Tajura, Muhammad Abbas, the President of the Regional Council, Omar Hussein, have present artists enlightening the evening with the cultural songs recounting the preservations of culture. The festive closing evening was warmly welcomed by the large audience. This cultural event was followed by thousands of people through the national media and social networks. Still on the subject of cultural event, another highlight of the evening festival, George watched the draw for the Grand Tombola in the presence of a user, during which the first prize was awarded to the young university students Momina, who drew the winning ticket and won a beautiful Suzuki car donated by the President of the Republic, His Excellency Ismail Omar Guelleh. The three-day Tajura Festival featured a rich programs of cultural diversity, including a conference and debate on Mada'a, sales and handicrafts, folk dancing, and musical entertainment. The festival tours were delighted with the festival. The Ministry of Commerce, in collaboration with the Economic Commissions for Africa, held a workshop this morning to validate the green supplement to the national strategy for implementing the Continental African Free Trade Area at the Sheraton Hotel. The event was chaired by the Secretary General of the Ministry of Trade and Tourism, Ali Daoud, and attended by representatives of the African Economic Commission, civil society, and private sector, all united by a common objective to promote sustainable and inclusive development within the framework of the opportunities offered by the workshop will provide an opportunity to discuss environmental issues and the need to integrate sustainable practices into the implementations of economic policies. During the workshop, participants will examine the green supplement, which aims to ensure that the free trade area related initiatives aligned with the Sustainable Development Objectives. In his speech, the Secretary General of the Ministry of Trade and Tourism, Ali Dawood, pointed out that his ministry is committed to promoting inclusive and sustainable trade, integrating environmental considerations into our business strategy is not just a matter of compliance, but an imperative to ensure a sustainable future for our countries and our region. As part of the ongoing strengthening of training for Djiboutian Coast Guard personnel, which is an important part of the institution development, Colonel Waris Omar Boghore inspected the Djiboutian Coast Guard Basic Training Center established in Mariama. Listen for more details.
Of the ongoing strengthening of training for Djiboutian Coast Guard personnel, which is an important part of the institution's development, Colonel Ouais Omar Boghore inspected the Djiboutian Coast Guard Basic Training Center established in Mariama. The objective of the training center is to maintain, strengthen, and improve the skills and knowledge of the troops of the Djiboutian Coast Guard in vital areas to the exercise of their mission and their service to the nation. Accompanied by a large delegation, Colonel Ouais Omar Boghore inspected, alongside the unit command of the training center, the general state of the evolution of destruction and attended practical demonstration where the agents of the Djiboutian Coast Guard exposed their knowledge and skills. This visit is part of a process of monitoring operational training activities and is of particular importance as it marks a key step in the evaluation and support of the preparation efforts of personnel engaged in critical missions. It highlighted the rigor, discipline, and commitment of the trainees as well as the effectiveness of the training program. The Coast Guard commander held enriching discussion with the trainees, trainers, and support staff, valuing their dedication and professionalism. Thereafter, a demonstration of the skills acquired was carried out, illustrating the remarkable progress made by the participants and their ability to meet the demands of the field. The commander also inspected the equipment and facilities used to ensure an optimal environment for training. During his speech, the Coast Guard commander did not fail to praise the commitment of the participant and the teaching quality provided. He stressed the importance of this training to strengthen the technical and operational skills necessary to accomplish the mission entrusted to the unit. The Coast Guard commander reaffirmed his support for the effort made by all personnel and encouraged the trainees to continue their training with determination.
For the international scene, at least 7 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike on a hospital in Gaza City on Sunday. Listen for more details.
7 people were killed in an Israeli airstrike on a hospital in Gaza City on Sunday, the Civil Defense Service said. Spokesman Mahmoud Baswal said several people were also injured in the attack that targeted the upper floor of Al-Wafa Hospital in the center of the city. According to witnesses, an Israeli fighter jet hit the upper floor of the hospital where scores of displaced civilians have taken shelter. Separately, 2 Palestinians were killed and 10 others injured in 2 drone strikes in the Nazareth refugee camp in central Gaza, according to a medical source. The Israeli army has continued a brutal offensive on the Gaza Strip that has killed over 45,500 people, mostly women and children.
An Air Canada flight was forced to make an emergency landing at Halifax Stanfield International Airport. Listen for more details.
Canada flight was forced to make an emergency landing at Halifax Stanfield International Airport after experiencing a malfunction with its landing gear on Saturday night. Air Canada Flight 2259 departing from St. John's International Airport experienced landing trouble that caused quitting and engine fire, prompting a swift response from emergency crews to ensure the safety of all on board. Upon landing, the people on board were evacuated and then taken to a hangar to be checked out by paramedics. No casualties have been reported.
And this is it for the news. Thanks for watching us. Have a good evening.